In August 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up!
To this episode of Chatting with Stacks, I'm your host, Bill Stacks, and today I got Punch. What's up, Punch?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you
doing? Well,
I'm doing great. Things are great.
Excellent, man. Everything couldn't be better. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I seen you on the show about the crypto and Bitcoin, right? Was it Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. It was about crypto. Yeah, crypto, Solana, NFTs. Yeah. Be careful in that market. It's not easy to navigate in the crypto field, but you know what? That's where all the wise guys are at right now. They're learning how to, trade crypto because it's like day trading all over again.
What's your friend his YouTube channel? Is it
OG Vault? Yeah.
OG Vault. Shout out to
right.
OG Vault. Put a link in the description of this video. Go follow him.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I wanted to see if maybe we could incorporate him in your show so we could educate, the listeners and have like a little segment, about crypto, about Bitcoin, about this digital currency, and they know how to explain it better than I do because I'm no expert, don't ever take any financial advice from me because,
So today, Bath Avenue came up. Bath Avenue crew, they're well known. It was a criminal organization, kind of like a farm league for the mafia. It was in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, man. These guys were the up and coming guys for the recruitment, for LCN, basically. People that don't know them, if they ever get into the LCN, they will fall into one of those rabbit holes, But there was a bunch of them. They all grew up together. Supposedly, they were supposed to be inseparable. They had tattoos from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7, or And not everybody made it.
They were headed by Spiro, right? Spiro.
Yeah. That's Spiro was a force in that area, and he basically, he did whatever he wanted to. So. He was like Skagen in Oliver Twist.
Did you have any dealings with Spiro?
Yeah, of course. If you're in Brooklyn, there's no way for you not to deal with Spiro, Yeah. So I dealt with him, As a matter of fact, I think that's how I got my nightclub, through him, At first I thought it was Spiro the Greek, but now I come to find out it was Anthony Spiro.
Spiro the Greek just passed away. Rest in peace to Spiro the Greek. He was supposed to come on my shows in negotiations with him, and he passed away in prison. Very sad.
That's another person that I had business dealings with, being in Astoria, next to Papagallos, So you had two Spiros, basically, two Spiros in New York growing up. You have Spiro the Greek, and then you have Italian Spiro.
And they'd always say, which one is it, right?
Yeah. So people used to get him confused because Spiro the Greek had a lot of power on the west side of Manhattan. So there you go. A Greek guy that had, had a tremendous amount of influence. Poker joker machines, gambling, sports book, basically love. Now gambling is legal. But back then, gambling was another tool that the mafia used to, make money. So, people normally don't get hurt, placing bets, right?
Unless they don't pay, right?
But you have tough guys that have to go collect these bets. And this is where we're going to come back to the Bath Avenue crew or kids. They're my age, I know them all. I met them all one day or another day. Either we were locked up, going through Rikers, going through lawyers or whatever. Like I bumped heads with these guys, and they were like the next up and coming thing. I believe only one guy made it, All the other little turtles, they didn't make it, and that goes to show you how volatile this game is. Not everybody hits the jackpot, and they use people in that life. And I'm sure, that the guys that were using these guys were being used also, and that's like a wheel, a rotation of this LCN, how it operates and how it grooms people to to hold those positions, right? It has to come from somewhere. And if you have a guy like Spiro or his partner, what's his name? Belmonte. I forgot the guy's name. Belmonte? Spiro's partner.
Let's check.
He also passed away. I forgot his name off the top of my head because I'm not originally, that's not my turf. I'm not from Brooklyn. But yeah, these guys were up and coming. Paulie Galino, right? Paulie G. He's a guy that I encountered because somehow, some way, these guys came to New York, to Manhattan, and they,
Peter Montalino. Is that the one? Or Peter Chili? Peter Chili? Or Joseph Chili?
Joe Chili, yeah. Joe Chili's a name that's embedded. With a B, Benedict, I forgot the name. It doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. These guys were they were older, they were bosses, underbosses, bananas, bro. So yeah, that avenue, those kids, they grew up, as I said, anybody in the neighborhood would have got caught up into that because that's what was popular, and if you live in that neighborhood, there's no way for you not to have that influence, because you're going to school with these kids, that's what's happening, that's what's popular. So, as I said, they were grooming these kids, and somehow, some way, they found themselves in a nightclub in Manhattan, right? Into one of my places. And I had a question like, who the hell sent you guys? Because they didn't come in there and say, hey, I want to extort you. It's not how it's done. They come in there for drinks. They want to see who's working, the first night, second night, third night. And then the third night, it gets questioned, somebody's coming to my office that they want to invest. They want to invest. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's closed. Or, the investors already, they closed the door for that. And they're like, no, you don't understand what we're saying. We want to invest our people. And we're going to put our guy in the bar. We're going to put a guy in the front. We're going to and Spiro sent me. They used Spiro's name. And I was like, what? That's impossible. And immediately I had to, say that that's not true. That's wrong. Because this place, I threw out a name also. And the name that I threw out was Carmine Lombardozzi, And yeah, and immediately, as soon as they heard the name, they backed off because Carmine is Brooklyn. And this is early 90s, like right before Carmine died. Carmine died on my birthday, May 10th, as a matter of fact, 92. So this was like, I don't know if he died or he didn't, like in between that. I'm talking about when this happened, early 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm saying 90, 91, 92, and all the way up till I got arrested, which was 94. All right. Yeah. So I know those guys, they had certain incidences, they had certain things, and they were making moves. They were making noise because they were doing, bank jobs. They were robbing people. They were doing the same things that we were doing. I mean, they were scumbags. Let me tell you something. Low-level scumbags. If people were getting set up. If there's a rumor that somebody has $100,000, $200,000, they were going to get set up, and if they're in that area, guess who's going to do it?
And they end up killing a woman.
Judy Shemtov. That's when this guy, that's whose job was that? On Staten Island. The kid opens the door. I think he was smoking crack or something like that, And Tommy Reynolds, yeah. They knew he had a drug problem, and the other kid, helmet head, what's his name? The Gap.
Jimmy Calandro.
The Gap. They call him the Gap. They went there for $200,000 in cash. Judy Shemtov opened the door. She had like tea in her hand, and she ate a bullet, right? she succumbed to these scumbags. You know what I mean? Like that's some scumbag shit.
And her kid was right there too, right?
Kid was right next door, right with her, like holding her hand or something like that. And they came there for the money. They never got it because they weren't capable of, you know, they were all strung out. They were all strung out. They were cowboys. They were, I told you, low level, low gutter, like the bottom of the barrel. They were robbing drug dealers. You know, the same type of things that we were doing in the Bronx and in Manhattan, all right, and in Queens, all right. That's what I was known for: robbing drug dealers, robbing gangsters, robbing wise guys, robbing, you know, the social clubs, you know, the card games, you know, things like that. And
did you hear about anyone getting killed besides that woman? Like any mishaps happening?
Yeah, Paulie G got whacked. He got murdered. You know, this other kid that they were hunting. Oh my God, what's his name? I forgot this kid, but they were hunting him for days. They wanted to kill this kid. I think it was a sanctioned hit or something. I forgot. I don't know. But you know, Spiro was using these kids, man. Like, yeah, it was bad. I don't look. Not everybody's made for this type of life, you know. And as I said, only one guy came out and had to do a 25-year bid. You know, so is that a hard life or what? You know, like think about it. This is not glamorous. I knew all the guys. Like, you know, as I said, you'd bump heads with them in the Red Parrot or, you know, at one of these, you know, nightclubs that's owned by wise guys, right? And they would be there making a name for themselves, you know. So look, they come into my joint. The joint is called the Playground. This place used to belong to Sammy the Bull, or Sammy the Bull had something to do with it because it was before that it's called Spodiotes and Gentleman Gyms. And this is on 23rd Avenue and 11th Street in Manhattan, across from the U-Haul. On top of this place, there's like a crackhead hotel. It's an infamous place because the Pope of Greenwich Village was filmed there. The opening scene with Mickey Rourke, you know, and Paulie, They Got My Thumb, all that. That's all there. Bedbug, you know, that's all filmed there. That's the restaurant. So that's my place. And how did I get this place? My best man, Sal Lenzalone, got it with JT, another investor from the Hamptons, New York. And yeah, we had like 7 rich kids, you know, put up $100,000.
So Sammy just went to prison, right, when this happened?
Well, I took the place. I took the place over. So, you know, I believe Spiro gave it to us.
Or right when he cooperated, that he lost everything.
Yeah,
or did he still have the club and all his stuff before he cooperated, or what?
Not if it was associated with the mob. If he had his own personal things, he kept that. But if there was anything like these type of clubs, he lost it. And guys like, well, I got it, you know. And I was the only one that had that type of power or muscle to defend that place from the Bath Avenue boys.